Hey everybody, it's Gabriel. We're back here at the Imagine Studio. Another fantastic guest is joining us. One of our platinum sponsors this year at Imagine Austin 2024. Karthik, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking me. Thank you for having me.
How has the event been so far this year?
Wow, it's really electrifying. This is my second Imagine. Last year when I was here, there were a lot of conversation in terms of use cases where people were talking about, Gen AI and intelligent automation put together, how we can deploy in certain sectors, what would be the implementation time, what would be in terms of ROI on the investment, etc. It's all more about use cases. Whereas this time, we are talking about real case studies, and that too directly from customers. A lot of customers from different sectors, talking about in terms of how they have implemented Gen AI and intelligent automation together, and thereby they've reaped 10x of return on investment, and also talking about in terms of how, along with Automation Anywhere, they were able to implement it 3 times faster, right? So it's been electrifying. It's been great. That's one of the reasons I felt it's a lovely event. Number two, I was there part of various booths. I also listened to a lot of keynotes. The beauty is that there are a lot of product updates you guys have come out this year.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And of course, third but not the least, right? It's all about such events bring a lot of wonderful people together. It's all about meeting great people and then exchanging knowledge. It's always great to meet people in person. Makes a big difference.
So one of the things that we talk about often is the art of the possible.
Yeah.
And last year we were talking about what you could do with generative AI. We were already putting AI to work in the platform last year, but to your point, there was a lot of use cases. There was use cases being executed on, but there was a lot more thought, a lot more ideas.
Yep.
But now here we are this year. Those use cases have become case studies, as you put it, which is amazing. To be able to implement, to get results, to then build and improve upon, and do it so quickly, it's truly extraordinary. With that in mind, with your customer base, with the folks you talk to every day, over this, say the last year, this journey, what are like the top things that people ask you about? What are their top concerns? Let me put it that way.
Beautiful question, Gabe. In fact, if you look at Gen AI and LLM has democratized AI, right? So what it means the possibilities is immense, right? It is limitless. So in a scenario, and I'm sure you would have seen this, you would have read this, PwC, their latest report talks about 15.7 trillion, addition to GDP, right, by 2030, based on the AI initiatives, right? Which is, if you look at it, it is greater than the GDP of India and China put together, right? Out of this 15.7 trillion, 6.6 trillion is purely, increase in productivity, right? So I'm sure we all seen the, Spider-Man, right? One of the famous quote is all about great power comes with great responsibility,
Yes.
right? So today, when I'm talking to my customers, one of the biggest thing what they are concerned about is in terms of, with this great power, how we are going to do it responsibly. Because AI, generative AI brings, a lot of concerns related to, commercial as well as societal, risk.
Of course.
Right? IP infringement.
Yep.
Risk related to security, data privacy, synthetic data, toxic content, right? These are all few examples. So the question is how we do generative AI, how we apply generative AI, using the guardrails, which is more responsible and at a continuous governed state, right? For example, if I were to talk about Wipro exclusively, right? Last year, around same time, Wipro launched AI 360, a comprehensive AI-first ecosystem, keeping responsible AI at the center, right? So we've pledged to commit almost around 1 billion in terms of these initiatives, and we have trained more than 250,000 people exclusively on foundational AI, along with how to apply AI responsibly with those governing framework. And also, it's not within what we are doing within the organization, but also when we are doing it with the customer.
I love this because it's it's not just about sort of getting the output from a prompt, right? It goes way beyond that. This is about that responsible use. This is about a cultural initiative in terms of being able to maximize what we as humans are able to do, right? And the thing that I love, especially after the announcements yesterday with our new AI and automation platform, is for me, you mentioned guardrails. While we're an open platform and you can bring whatever LLM you want, you can bring, we can work across all enterprise apps for true scalability, but also I feel like for me, because I use the product as well, it gives me sort of the warm blanket to know that I'm kind of protected, if you will, within the platform. Because if I just go out and pull an LLM and start prompting and doing some stuff, whether it's me, like I'll probably be as careful as I can, but I might be pulling data or adding data to an LLM without knowing what's happening.
Absolutely.
But with the AI and automation system, you've got that governance built in. So you know that, IT and your automation CEO, whoever it is, can have controls in place to protect you as the individual user. And then you have a usability factor as well, so that somebody that's a non-technical person like me can also take advantage of this immense power that you mentioned.
Absolutely, and then also it helps in terms of retaining your own data within your own ecosystem, right? So your own IP, your own intellectual documents are all staying with you.
Yeah.
Fantastic, right?
Yeah.
And also, to answer your question related to the customers, so concerns-wise, these are the few things they're talking about, but it's an exciting time, right? So everyone understands the power of generative AI, right? And today, if you look at it, Everest recent survey talking to all CX leaders, 47% of leaders today strongly, they don't just trust or believe, they want to get into the bandwagon and implement generative AI in their non-voice customer experience space over the period of next 6 to 12 months, right? And I have tremendous use case, I have tremendous case studies, real live thing, which we have done along with Automation Anywhere. If I would take a simple example of one of the airline customer, right, where we have implemented this. Today, if you look at it on the contact center, 50% of the volumes what people get, if you look at it, it's more of rebooking and refunds, right? So in a process, when an agent is receiving such a call, he takes the PNR number, he does basic authentication, he looks for the status of the ticket, and the customer talks about the rescheduling date, etc. Today, normally what happens is, at the back end, the agent has to navigate through multiple systems, and then look for the availability, look for the price, look for the change in the price, look for the difference. He has to do calculation manually, he or she, and then come back to the customer, talk about that, and if customer is not happy with the difference, again, redo this entire exercise again. Imagine, right? None of us want our time to be spent waste on such conversation, right? We would love to use our time more productively, right, as a customer. And in an ideal world, I want to have everything on my fingertip, rather where I can just query it and then I get options, and as a customer I have a choice and I can choose what I want, right? So that's where we need to go, and we will go. But as of today, what we have transformed along with Automation Anywhere is through using the co-pilots. We have automated the entire the back-end work, what has been done, and the agent queries it through Gen AI based technology, inputs those input, ask what has been asked by the customer, and within a short period of time, these inputs are visible for the agent and able to communicate to the customer that these are the choice you have and these are the price variants, and thereby they close the call. 50% reduction in the cycle time or the AHT compared to normally how it used to happen in the past.
Which is amazing.
Incredible.
Amazing, because that 50% reduction, we've all been there, right? We've all been there. We all traveled here for Imagine. And hopefully this summer everyone's traveling and enjoying themselves, but inevitably it happens. But I think that there's two aspects to that. We've talked about this before with intelligent automation, but now with AI-powered automation, which is a step-level change. Those gains in productivity, those gains in customer experience, ultimately become competitive differentiation in my mind.
It is,
right?
It is. Because end of the day, right, it's not about 50% or a 2x capacity creation. It is equally in terms of, the kind of whole time what the customer has to go through along with an agent, it is completely eradicated, right? And the kind of delightful experience what the customer is gaining is unprecedented. right? It is not just about productivity; it's equally about the customer experience,
Yeah.
right? So it's a fantastic.
And I think there's 3 levels to that. You're talking about sort of the different. I was sort of counting in my head as you were talking, like the price, the time, the like. Also, you're talking about 7 different pieces of data. Effectively, it's not sort of information; it's pieces of data, right?
Yes.
So and potentially they're all over the place, right? So you're able to. You start to multiply that by thousands, and clearly it gets exponential really quickly. But so you've got this layer of helping the agent be able to find what they need. Forget like the specific. It's just finding what you need quickly, so they can help the customer. The customer has a great experience because they're getting what they need quickly. The enterprise is getting what they need because securely and safely, there's no PII being passed. The models are trained on their own data that's protected and in their walls. And I think that's the beauty of it. So at 3 levels, everyone's sort of getting what they need.
Absolutely, absolutely, right? And that's a beautiful combination, right? The power of speed, the power of accuracy, and in terms of the experience, all 3 combining together.
And the power of security.
Power of security, of course, within that guardrails, right?
Yeah.
Without compromising any of the data or the privacy-related stuff, the PI one which you spoke, in a healthcare sector, it's all about HIPAA, right? So the beauty is, it is cutting across all sectors, be it telecom, be it media, be it retail, be it transportation, anywhere and everywhere, right? The power of applying the Gen AI and the automation, the intelligent automation, that combination is classic.
I love it. It's so exciting to talk to you, and it's so exciting to hear what we're doing together with Wipro, with you, with your customers. Thanks for sharing your insights, and I look forward to catching up again and hearing more.
It's my pleasure talking to you, and I'm sure next year when we are going to connect, we will have tons and tons of such real case studies we'll be talking.
Well, let's not wait that long. Let's check in soon.
We will.
All
Thank
right.
you, Gabe.
Thanks, Karthik.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.